What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video we're talking about uniting against bullying. Bullying is such a toxic word that affects so many people around the world, and it's something we don't always take into account. It's something we don't always think about as often, and how badly it can affect someone's life. You know, too often we use words in certain ways that can really hurt an individual, and we do things without thinking of what the impact it can have on another person. We judge a book by its cover, and we're not even reading the book. We don't even know what the situation is, which leads to words, which leads to cruelty, which leads to negativity. Now, unfortunately, in the world we live in of social media and the madness around us, unfortunately, things get said and done in different ways, and people jump to a conclusion and all of a sudden judge people for certain things that they do in life. And we've got to be so careful of how we portray ourselves on social media, because one mistake can destroy you, and then the cruelty around us comes behind as a bashing on you. Bullying is such a hectic thing in this world, from schools to universities to workplaces, within your friendship circles, within anyone, man, even in families. People sometimes don't realize that they're doing it, or people do it deliberately. And at the end of the day, a bully is a person who's just either jealous or is not living a happy life. Therefore, they want to make your life miserable. So if I can give any encouragement or advice to people who are going through something like this, is to, one, surround yourself with good people. People who motivate you and inspire you and who love you. And vice versa, you need to be with them for that exact reason. Because the more you unite together and build each other up, the better your relationship and circles around you are going to be, and your attitude will shine on other people. And the more you do that, the more happiness will be created. Unfortunately, we're also living in a world where there's so much denial of bullying. There are schools that are denying that kids are being bullied, but yet they are badly getting affected in schools. And that for me is absolutely shocking. If a child comes to you and says, this person is picking on me, or name calling, and it can be name calling, physical or mental abuse, it is still bullying, and schools deny it. That is ridiculous. Each school needs to kind of have a subject or a dedication on this of anti-bullying, and each kid needs to go through it, because it starts with the youngsters and it carries out through life. But also we need to ask ourselves, we can't just blame the kids. It's also, how do the kids pick this up? What do the kids learn? We've got to look at our houses as well. What do we say around our children? What do we say around the youngsters to make them think that they can also progress with that same aggression towards other people? And then we're living in a world with television, with politicians who are constantly bashing one another to try and win elections and all this stuff, or public figures who are doing wrong things out there, and then obviously people are inspired by them or motivated by them because they believe in certain things that they believe in, and therefore carry out that same aggression or arrogance amongst them and spread it out in the world. And because they're seeing, wow, this person is on telly doing these things, I can do these things, and throughout the small little toxic environments get created and built around us. Social media can be one of the greatest things, but it can also be one of the worst things, because it can really destroy an individual's career or life because of certain things that you may say or do. So we need to be careful and approach life in different ways. Surround yourself with family that support and love you. Surround yourself with friends that support and love you. Go to a workplace that supports and motivates you to do more in life and to do better in life, to stick to one another and work for the ability of bettering your company and yourself, not bettering the person in an arrogant or more nasty way. I mean, bullying is not just in schools, it's in varsities, it's in workplaces, it's at home. And we need to work together more and more every single day to unite against bullying, because we might not know how you can affect a person. I read a very powerful quote just the other day, and it said, bullying leads to depression, depression leads to suicide. Are you a murderer? Scary thought, but it's true, because we're constantly harming on people who might be physically weak or mentally weak and drained, that unfortunately they feel worthless and take their life because they can't handle being affected or criticized or tormented by people who are just jealous or just completely cruel. We need to do more. And the governments of this world do not do enough to go against bullying. Unfortunately, certain governments around the world kind of portray this arrogance or this aggressiveness towards people, and therefore encourage their people to do the same thing. So we need to tread lightly, and we need to make sure we're doing the right thing. And I'm going to use my platform as one to try and do the same thing, to create a better world, to unite people together, because we all are equal at the end of the day. We are too busy focusing on seeing what race we are, or seeing what gender we are, or seeing what disability we are, or seeing what we believe in, or how we see life. We don't stop and think, you know what, you're a human being, I'm a human being. You may be black or colored, or Muslim or Christian. I may be another belief, but I'm still a human being. And if we can communicate in the right way with the right people, in a good, calm sense, we can all be friends, mate. We can all be friends, no matter what religion you believe in, no matter what race you are, no matter what gender we are. At the end of the day, we all need to be treated equally, because I know and you want to be treated with respect and with passion and with love. But we also need to portray that to other individuals out there. And it starts with the youth, it starts with the varsities, it starts with the workplaces. Each organization, each country, each school needs to bring this to their CEOs, their principals, their bosses, because denying bullying, firstly, is absolutely shocking when there are reports of cases that are having this. Schools need to act up and to do more for the kids at school, because we always say, ask for help, go for help. But certain individuals don't have the confidence to do that. So if you encourage and educating people of going against bullying, then we are slowly creating a better world. More needs to be done, guys. We need to share these messages around us. Whether you got a platform on radio or TV or on social media or school or at work, we need to do more, because too often we're so caught up in life and our careers and whatever it may be, we don't think of the individual that we're speaking of. We're all guilty of this. I'm guilty of this. I've done things that I'm not proud of. And I sometimes get arrogant because, hey, it's G-Man. I've worked hard to get to where I am in life. But I also need to think and say, right, you've got a great support system and there's great people out there. But what am I doing to create a better world for them? What am I doing to help the individual who might be suffering? What am I doing to educate the world and my followers and my fans that can inspire and motivate and unite us all together in peace and in happiness and in joy? What a world we will live in if we can all just learn to get along better. We have the power to do it. We just need to get off our lazy bums and talk more, communicate more, unite more. Because that's the way forward, guys. We are all living human beings who have the knowledge and education to stick together. Go out there and tell your story. Go out there and share your motivation with the world. Go out there and share your challenges with the world. Because remember, you could have overcome a challenge that a person sitting right next to you might not even know how to overcome. I'm a person with dwarfism. I get name called, I've been called so many things, but I use that as my motivation to educate others to not do that, so another dwarf like me doesn't go through what I went through, and vice versa. When other dwarves motivate me, like when I created This Is Me the other day because I was feeling down, lost and alone, it was a point of just showing the world that we're all human, but we need to share our stories and share our weaknesses with the world, man, because your weakness could be my weakness could be your strength, and your strength could change my weakness into strength, and vice versa. Communicate, get together, unite. You have the power, I have the power, so let's get up and start working today. Unite against bullying, guys. If I can do it, you can do it. So let's make a difference together. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.